eat. Now, most of them lost weight. Somebody lost weight the first week and then started gaining weight, and he wasn't eating anything else. It was his metabolism, it was his body. And army people, you still find army people who exercise, who do everything, and army people, their food is measured for them, so they have proper every intake, and you still find some that are fat.
But this is adults, Barbara. There's very few 5-year-olds in the American army.
But my father was in the army, but that's neither here nor there.
Mine was.
It's not just the children. You have a child in a household who is fat. The others are slim. You fed them the same way. You explained everything to them. You treat them the same way. But one of them is fat. You have to accept and stop thinking that, you know, fat people just eat non-stop, because it's not true.
It's multifaceted, yes. My father-in-law, is it a generational thing? He was 91 till about 2 years ago when he suddenly wasn't.
Really?
Tom, yeah, sad. And he was married to Patricia for 50 years. He ate thousands of calories and he was thin as a rake.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When he married Patricia, he could touch his fingers round her waist. Close. She wasn't a thin woman, but he was terrifically strong.
Yeah, very good, excellent. Lucky man.
Well, Barbara, I've got to sleep there tonight. Lady on the back row.
Education's quite such the important part in this. Why don't we extend the school day by an extra hour and offer after school care and after school sports clubs?
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. Lady on the aisle, and then gentleman, 3-year-olds from the back. Thanks, Adam.
I think one of the things that hasn't been discussed is the cost to the NHS of a lot of these obesity problems. And one of my suggestions would be, rather than looking to penalise parents or something like that, why not have programmes that you forcibly make these children go into if they don't do something within a certain period of time to sort it out themselves, which forces them. And for the extra points, National Service may be one of those programmes.
This is straight into the area. I read something like the report came out that David Cameron had commissioned about whether people should lose their benefit if they don't go on to exercise-based regimes. That's been...
That assumes that it's people on benefits. I think that's a dangerous comment to make.
Obviously,
I think anybody that gets
I didn't make it. They made it. But it's been kicked into the
I wouldn't
grass.
say that, but I would say why not have fitness programmes? Why not have something where you go if you're not doing something? I mean, we've got television programmes, reality programmes that are doing it. Surely we could do it on a more general basis for the public that actually has a benefit to our NHS and everything else.
Yeah, OK. £5 million it's going to cost in terms of increased costs to treat diabetes.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Gentleman, 3-year-olds from the back, and then the lady just in front. Yes.
Two things. I think there's a lady over there who said parents need educating. Children know what they eat. They know it's rubbish. I know that for a fact. They go to their chicken shop because it's £1 and the parents will give them 2 or 3 quid. Dinner's sorted for them. And another thing, schools do provide after-school clubs. You don't just say they don't. My school do. My school personally do. We offer 7 after-school clubs a week. Yeah, they're free. We don't charge any kids for them.
Who pays for the teachers' time?
Not junior, where they really need to start right at the beginning, right from infant school, where they're 4 years old. They need to be out there doing exercise.
Well, that's the government not giving any money. There's no money in primary school support. They're not allowed it. Yeah. And that's the Olympic legacy not being used. So,
if they took the £4 billion it took someone to slide down a hill very quickly, and then another 4 years to shave half a second off their personal best, maybe that would...
Why not make the...
Could you raise your hands if anyone's shaved anything off your personal best? I was told not to say that. I so wished I'd listened. Can you... Now, the David on the panel are on the way. Could I ask our sound guys to take the microphones off our great people? Could you give them a big round of applause? And as you head off the set, you just... Yeah, no, you could do that. You could do that. Now, just be very, very careful as you head off. Are you all right, Helen, to come down? Shall I take you? Helen, come this way. No. You're all right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. How was it so far? Was it good? How was the chairmanship? Excellent. Be careful what you say here. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. It was good. Right. I'm going to bring... I know, he wants to put me out of the job. The younger man, I'll give way to him. I'm going to bring the panel on. We will do one question that we won't record. During that, I'd like to get as many of you to get involved in the debate as possible so we can make sure all that side works. But equally important, if you can't hear any of the speakers on the panel, do stick a hand up and tell us, because we can adjust the sound a bit. It may just be... It's just worth saying that. So, I'll bring them in the way they're sitting. First of all, the man who is recommended instead of Boris as our next ambassador to Washington, Nigel Farage. It's Christmas and it's pantomime time. Sitting next to him, somebody who was a trade union lawyer who nominated Jeremy Corbyn for Labour leader and is a staunch supporter, and is Shadow Justice Secretary in the Labour Party, the MP for Leeds East, Richard Burgon. And on my right here, the Conservative MP for Totnes, who, if you're a geek for these things, you remember was the first candidate in a British election to be chosen by a referendum of all the voters in the constituency. And they picked her as the Conservative candidate, and she won in 2010. And she's now chair of the very powerful Health Select Committee, being herself a former GP. Dr. Sarah Wollaston. And sitting next to her, somebody who used to be a road sweeper and has risen through the social ranks and the intellectual ranks of this country to become the Professor of Contemporary Thought at Brunel University. Very well known as a panellist on this programme, but also as a writer in the New Statesman and other papers, and as a writer of novels, and as a formidable thinker, Will Self. And finally, she's published 17 chick-lit novels. I don't know if you know what chick-lit novels are. Has anybody read chick-lit novels? I've read all her novels. She's married to the manager of Metallica. You all know who Metallica is? A kind of Anthrax, but not quite so powerful. And she was an MP, a Tory MP for 2 years, and moved gave it up and moved to New York. She now edits Rupert Murdoch News Corporation's Heat Street website. You all know that. Anyway, you will all know Louise Mensch. You right? Good? Yeah. Right. Right. Good. What?
To me after Brexit, I left it all on the table.
Did you?
Between that and that was I'm like 1-1 since I was also never Trump, but
Yeah,
I'm
I've got
1-1.
a Fullback sound.
I'm now
rather
exhausted.
loud
I'm
at the
officially
moment.
exhausted forever.
The Fullback sound is a bit loud.
Exhausted.
Just listen to Louise.
I respect
Okay, now talk to me.
you. An intellectual.
Yes, and now let me hear
left-wing
Fullback
because
sound.
It's awful watching the Green Party
I guess so.
distract.
Not
It's
that
genuinely
anymore. I
terrible.
haven't been for about 15 years. I've steadily moved to the right,
Have
like
you?
most people do in midlife.
So you'll be a Tory MP
I
before we
can,
know
I
it.
can. Right, are you ready outside?